And we are just about to jump into game number 2. So that means that someone won the last game. And who was that, Chris?
That was Richie, pretty much dominating Pad from the start with the slight build order advantage, and then was able to pretty much easily defend the Muta harass of Pad and crushed him with a 200-200 Roach army.
Yeah, and I was kind of saying that, you know, the game's evolved a little bit from Ling Bling, Roach all-ins, you know, but that it wasn't really a Roach all-in, but that was a lot of Roaches.
That wasn't.
Yeah,
sorry, go on.
I was gonna say we didn't see Breed Lords, we didn't see that kind of hive tech, we didn't see anything like that. It was just like, I'm gonna get 200-200 Roach Infester and I'm gonna beat you, and that's exactly what he did.
Yep, absolutely. So I think it is time that we introduce the players. So, spawning in the top right-hand corner, playing as the Red Zerg, and for Team Fluid, we have Richie. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, as the Green Zerg, playing for Team Karnage, we have Pad.
Yeah, both players showing us that they are very worthy of playing on pro teams. They're doing such a good job, but I just feel Richie had Pad's game there. He knew exactly what was going on. He knew the timings. He knew, you know, exactly what he was up to. Pad's going to have to pull a little bit of a surprise build, I think, to catch Richie off guard.
I think you may be right, and let's see what he can pull out. Because, as you said, a surprise build would be good. But he may decide to go for a macro game. He may feel really comfortable with it. So,
well,
I would rather see a macro game because nothing pleases me more than those massive unit battles.
Yeah, well, Daybreak's definitely a map to play a macro game on. The distance between the two bases are just absolutely massive, and the attack paths aren't that great either. But we do see Pad going for the way earlier pull. He decides to pull first, rather than hatchery first, which Richie has done. So obviously that's going to give Richie a bit of a lava advantage in the beginning, but it's going to allow Pad to get 2 queens out a little bit quicker, and it's going to allow him to get that speed a little bit quicker, the Banelings a little bit quicker. So if I was Pad right now and seeing this hatch first, I would definitely consider Baneling aggression as my main sort of play.
I would agree. If you can punish a hatch that early, then that's exactly what you really need to do. If you can do it, then do it. Because, like you said, if you can stop their lava production, then you stop their unit production. It's like killing a reactor on a barracks. Still gives you an advantage.
Exactly, exactly. But unfortunately, Daybreak, as I've mentioned, is a huge, huge map. So to get your Banelings there, even if you've got the, you know, the gas timing advantage, to get your Banelings over there, morphed, ready to attack, Richie's fully capable of having Banelings ready. And of course, we are seeing him starting to collect gas. So what I'm expecting to see is 100 gas speed, exactly on 50 gas Baneling nest, because he did open that hatch first. So, you know, just to play it absolutely safe. But we'll soon see. I mean, if Richie skips Banelings, I think he just dies.
I would agree. I really think he needs those Banelings in order to survive, as you said. And Richie now starting his speed pads has been on the way. And what Pad could do is he gets his links with speeds, runs them over to Pad's base and then morphs. But by that point, Richie should still be able to have morphed his Banelings and have a good defense up.
Yeah, as we see, Pad's Baneling nest going down, but it's 50 gas late again, and that's really going to hurt. If he does plan on aggression, that's really going to hurt him. And look at these Lings now, just able to scout absolutely everything. Sees the drone transfer, sees the queen, sees the second queen. He's going to see his Baneling nest as well. But look, because Pad's Baneling nest was just 50 gas delayed, Richie's Baneling nest is literally right behind. So not only did Richie get the earlier hatch, the more lava, the speed timing's practically the same, but he's just going to be immune to any sort of Baneling pressure, assuming he doesn't mess up his control. So I'd give the advantage to Richie here, no doubt.
Richie has the advantage in every way right now. He's ahead in supply, he's ahead in everything but the amount of Lings he has out. And that won't be true for very long, due to the fact that his baiting list has just finished. And there we go, 6 lings on the way. Pad is now throwing down a roach warren, so it looks like he's realized he's been scouted and is going to move into roaches.
Yeah, it looks like the opposite kind of builds going on here right now. Richie's going straight up to 4 gas around the 6:30 mark, but if he's not careful, these lings are going to get in, see the gas timing, and of course he should go immediately to layer once these lings have been cleaned up, and then go for Spire. So we're going to see probably Mutalisk play out of Richie this game.
Yeah, I think you may be right. So the question is, are Pad's roaches better than Richie's Mutalisk? We saw that Richie's roaches were way better than Pad's Mutalisk last game. It's time to find out if the vice versa is true as well.
Yeah, but again, this is a map that kind of, it favours Mutalisk play as long as you don't overcommit to Mutalisks. If you just get 6 or 7 to clear the map up and then go immediately to roaches while taking a third base, Mutalisks are excellent on this map. But if you just kind of overcommit to Mutas, you know, make 15, 16 Mutalisks, then Pad might just walk in the front door and kill you. Because Daybreak's very, very hard to defend with just Spine Crawlers and Lings.
I would completely agree here, and as you have already said, the mutas are dangerous on this map purely because there's so much dead area behind the main.
Exactly.
You could literally just explore around here and across the massive canyon in between the main and what would be the possible 5th. And you can basically go wherever you want there, and if you want, you can cut across into the natural and the third base as well. So it's a really good map for Mutalisks.
Yeah, exactly. And the third base is going down for Richie. The Spire is going down as well, just as I predicted. And Pad is going for that infestation pit. So the timings are going to be pretty much like mirrored from last game. But of course, Pad is doing absolutely nothing right now to attack this third base. And that is what's going to make the difference. Look at the amount of lings Richie has out right now. These lings, could just surround the roaches. And as long as those banelings don't get involved, this third base is going to go up and stay up. And that is going to make 100% the difference.
Absolutely. 20 more lings are just about to pop. So Richie's so far ahead in army here. His Spire is just about to finish. There are Spore Crawlers going down for Pad, so he is prepared. But this many lings, I don't think he can stop it with the amount of units he has. Unless he gets those Banelings in, and we're about to find out that very soon. Here comes
lose all these roaches if he's not careful.
And, oh, they don't get the surround. He's trying to. He gets the surround, but here come the Banelings. And he gets a couple units. The roaches do live, but there's more lings coming back, going into the natural. Good Baneling hit there, killing off quite a few lings. Another good Baneling hit, but wasting 2 Banelings on those lings. So the lings have been forced to retreat, but I think that was a fairly decent trade for the amount of Banelings used.
Yeah, I mean, it was very, very good. The first couple of Banelings were a little bit sloppy. The next couple were really, really good. But there are still lings alive, and they are going to damage this hatchery. And don't forget, roaches don't have speed yet, so they're a little bit slow. The Banelings don't have speed either. This third base might go down if he's not careful, but the roaches are coming in just in time. But now the Mutalisks are on the way. But don't forget, Richie's third base is still up. So this third base going up for Pad doesn't really mean that much. And Mutalisks are over. And he has no way of defending this third now. So as long as he can keep his third alive.
No anti-air. So basically Pad is kind of screwed. Here come the Mutas. There's way more than what Pad had. Pad's infestors are just about to pop. But this third is doomed to death. And there it goes. And Richie looks like he's also just going to go after the Queen and see what he can hit. The infestors are out, so he will bring Pad will bring them in to try and get some clutch fungals. But the Mutalisks are fairly spread out in what I can only describe as a pickaxe formation, moving down to see if they can get some damage on the main base, moving into the middle of the line. Spore Crawler is there, but Richie has enough Mutas to basically avoid it, and he's positioned perfectly. There is a big clump there if he can get the fungal on them. But fairly good split there from Richie, trying to catch out the infestors before they arrived. See if you could snipe 1 or 2. Richie is really good.
Yeah, this is exactly how you should play with Mutalisks on Daybreak, because this third base is established. 64 harvesters for Richie. Sorry, gone up to 72 now to the 45. And, you know, Pad's forced to play defensively off 2 bases. The only way he can win right now is going as quick as possible to 200-200, ignoring this third 100% and just pushing. But look at Richie. He's so good. He's already switching to Roach Infestor. He's getting the upgrades. He's getting a 4th base even. This is absolutely incredible play. This is exactly how you should play Mutalisks.
Totally agreed. Richie is just dominating right now, and he's just going straight back in with these mutas, splitting a couple off again, cancels the third, and Richie just once again retreating. Mutas almost permanently split, and he keeps splitting a couple off, purely to see if he can snipe those infestors before they get any fungals. And there we go, there's a huge clump though. Oh, Pad not paying enough attention though, doesn't get the fungal that he really so desperately needs right now. And Richie is now pulling back after seeing the amount of infestors are out. Pad is producing a lot of infestors and a lot of hydras and a hell of a lot of lings right now. But Richie, as you said, has already switched tech. He's already way ahead on upgrades and is getting his own infestors out too. He already has pathogen glands on the way and has a crap ton of roaches.
Yeah, because Richie's done such a great job at denying bases and establishing his own bases and not losing the Mutilus, not losing map control. It just means that his army is so much bigger, so much quicker. The only thing that might win it for Pad right now is great fungals. If he catches his mutas, that's even better.
Oh, good split there from Richie. And he is going for it. There is a fungal on those mutas, so they are now trapped. But he is using the ones that haven't been fungal to try and snipe down the infestors. And they're being left alone, but there are hydras now. And fairly good hits. He is going to be able to take down these mutas finally. But they're still harassing while all this is going on. He is attacking the third now. Pad will get this third. Great fungal on Richie's Roach army. And Pad is doing exactly what Richie did last game, only with a smaller army. He's going for the kill right now. Richie being forced to retreat. Another great fungal from Pad. Pad is going for it right now. Pretty much all the mutas have been killed off. And here we go, there's a small roach attack from the back, but that has been killed off. And Pad is pushing his way in. And it doesn't look like Richie has enough here. Pad has taken the supply lead for pretty much the first time in the game. He's moving forward. More great fungals on the few roaches that Richie has. And Pad is actually going to do this. Infested Terrans going down to try and get the Overlords. Hydra's moving forward, also sniping Overlords, trying to supply block Richie, but his supply is now too low. 11 roaches into production for Pad, 5 infestors, a GG from Richie.
It's exactly what Pad needed to do. Exactly what he needed to do. If he waited any longer, Richie gets infestors, and if you put infestors against infestors with better positioning, you know, Richie wins 100% there if he has infestors. So that is exactly what Pad needed to do to get himself back into that game without establishing that third base. Amazing play there by Pad. It was so good. It was exactly the right thing. Tying it up now, 1-1 with Fluid.Richie. What do you make of that game then, Chris?
I make that was kind of awesome. We literally just saw Pad flip it completely on its head. He was behind for almost the entirety of that game due to Richie's mutas being way more effective than his were, but he was able to use the same strategy as Richie used last game to basically push through and win. It was awesome.
Exactly what he needed to do. I've been in that situation, Richie's situation, so many times. And basically, if you haven't got infestors quick enough, you lose. That's why I kind of favour having, 7 to 8 mutalisks rather than the 13 that Richie went for. Because you just save that extra gas. You can go immediately infestors, immediately 4 bases. But yeah, Richie just losing just a little bit there. But Pad, so good, so good.